You are given exactly 60 seconds to answer this question. If you're done with your answers, you can skip the timer and proceed to the discussion portion to verify whether your answers are correct or not. If you may, you can share your answers as a comment in the comment section below. If you need more time, you can pause this video in any moment you want. Your 60 seconds starts now. To answer this question, we need to understand the concept of initial and terminal points. Because if we talk about coterminal arcs, these should be the arcs of the same terminal point. Let's have this unit circle here, okay? And let's try to illustrate such given arcs. We have two arcs here, and let's find out their coterminal arcs. Say for example, I have here a certain arc somewhere here, okay? I'm not saying what that arc is. And this is the arc, this is its arc, and that's the terminal point. Its coterminal arc is another revolution from here. So we're going to revolve one more and go back there. The arc that follows the entire revolution plus this movement is its first coterminal arc. That would mean they have the same coordinates. And that's very important when we talk about coterminal arcs. They have the same coordinates. So that would mean for the first given here, we have 3 pi fourths. 3 pi over 4. We simply need to add a certain revolution. So our revolution here in terms of pi radians is 2 pi. We are simply going to add 2 pi to solve for its first positive coterminal arc. Now, 3 pi over 4 is somewhere here. Of course, pi is somewhere here. Okay, we'll have it's a positive 3 pi over 4. So this pi semicircle will be divided into 4 regions or 4 parts. This is the fourth part. So you have 1, 2, 3. 3 pi over 4 is here. We know already what its coordinate, or you can deduce its coordinate, but we're not talking about coordinate it here. We're just looking for coterminal arcs. This is the arc for 3 pi over 4. The first coterminal arc is 1 revolution going back there. That's why plus 2 pi. The second positive coterminal arc is we add another revolution going back to the same terminal point rather. This would mean that aside from adding 2 pi to get the next positive coterminal arc, we will add another revolution. So 2 pi plus 2 pi, 4 pi. Aside from that, we can also solve for a negative coterminal arc. Negative means the movement is clockwise from this until here. Okay? So it's a negative coterminal arc. This would mean we are going to subtract 1 revolution here. Why 1 revolution if it doesn't reach here? Take note that the revolution we're talking is from here to there, right? Revolution. That's 1 revolution. Okay, so it's still subtracting that, but of course the arc that the first that we are going to solve is just this arc here, and we might deduce what is that. The second is of course by adding another revolution. So for these two items here, we simply add 2 pi, 4 pi for the first two positive coterminal arcs, and then subtract 2 pi and 4 pi for the next for the first two negative coterminal arcs. Let's start here. If we're going to add 2 pi, the denominator is 4. Okay, so we have denominator of 4 here. That's 3 pi. So our 2 pi with denominator of 4 would be 8 pi, right? 8 pi plus 3 pi, you will have 11 pi over 4. Let's try to divide this and see if 11 pi fourths will really end up on the same terminal point as 3 pi fourths. So it's positive. Let's start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's one revolution already. 9, 10, 11. 11 pi fourths is the first coterminal arc of 3 pi fourths. The next one is if we are going to add 4 pi. So 4 pi. So of course that's 3 pi over 4. So by 4 that's 16, right? Okay. So LCD is 1. 4 times 1, 4 divided by 1 is 4 times 4, 16. So the next coterminal or positive coterminal arc is 19 pi fourths. Let's see if it's really coterminal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the first. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. That's the second positive coterminal arc of 3 pi over 4. So for the negative, we just simply subtract. So 3 pi over 4 minus 2 pi. 2 pi is again, in terms of 4, is 8 pi over 4. So you have 3 pi over 4 minus 8 pi over 4. That would mean negative 5 pi over 4. Let's find out. And since it's negative, we're going to move clockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 what? Negative. So negative 5 pi fourths is or have the same terminal point as 3 pi over 4. And the last one for the first item is by subtracting 4 pi. So that's 3 pi over 4 minus 16 pi over 4. So you will have a result here of negative 13 pi over 4. So negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the first, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 pi fourths. So we are done with the first item. We added 1 revolution, 2 revolution, we subtracted 1 revolution, we subtracted 2 revolutions. So for negative 3 pi of halves, even if it's negative, we can just simply copy the same process. Plus 2 pi. By 2, that's negative 3 pi halves plus 4 pi, right? Halves will give us positive pi halves. This is the first coterminal arc of negative 3 pi fourths. Take note that negative 3 pi halves rather. So this is pi half, this half as well, half, half. By the way, where do we locate negative 3 pi halves? Since it's negative, we're moving clockwise. 1, 2, 3. This is the location. By the way, earlier this was 3 pi over 4. Forgot to place that. This is the location of negative 3 pi halves. Its first positive coterminal arc from here is only one movement, positive pi halves. That's correct. The second is by adding another revolution. So plus 4 pi. In terms of 2, 4 pi is 8 halves. So plus 8 pi over 2. Well, that's positive 5 pi over 2. This is pi. Okay, so let's try to move it. Earlier, this was the terminal point. So we have already pi halves. That's already correct. 2, because pi per half. 3, this 3 pi half. 4 pi halves or 2 pi. 5 pi halves here. That's correct. As for the negative, I hope that my spaces are enough. We will subtract first 2 pi. Or in short, in other sense, we are to take a revolution on the opposite direction, clockwise. Minus 4 pi, that's 4 halves. So negative 3 minus 4 is negative 7 pi halves. Let's find out. It's negative, so we're moving here. 1, 2, 3. That's already the given. Let's continue. 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 7 pi halves is correct. And of course, just to complete this, because that's what is asked, we have 2 minus 4 pi. That's minus 16 pi, right? Minus 3 pi halves. Minus 16 pi halves. Was it 16? No, sorry. It's 8. 8 pi halves. So negative 3 minus 8 is negative 11 pi halves. Let's find out. Movement negative clockwise. 1, 2, 3. That's a given. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the first negative. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's the second negative coterminal arc of negative 3 pi halves. So as you can see, we simply added 1 revolution, 2 revolutions, subtract 1 revolution, subtract 2 revolutions to solve for the coordinates of the coterminal arcs first. Because the coordinates of coterminal arcs are just the same, we'll have separate videos for that. Thank you for watching.